Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it is great to have you. And today I want to explain why Bitcoin can hit $17,000. Now, it's no secret, Bitcoin has been absolutely flying as of lately. It's up over 12% this week, it's up over 26% this month, and we just now hit new yearly highs over $13,200. So with this all happening so fast, and again, we're moving quite parabolically once again on Bitcoin, I don't think that it's too crazy to say that Bitcoin can hit $17,000, and I'm going to be explaining why in this video. So if any of that sounds interesting, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But with that being said, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Gods Unchained, but we'll talk more about them in just a moment. So first things first, Bitcoin has officially broken out to new yearly highs at $13,200. Now, this is actually quite the significant area because this is one of the last stops that Bitcoin made to the upside back in 2019. And in fact, if we zoom out, we can actually see that the only real area of resistance above this was the yearly high from 2019 at $13,800. So what I want to do now is kind of just show why I think 17,000 is a very, very possible number to hit here. So if we go from this yearly high of 2019 to the next monumental swing high, we can see that that is going to be this $17,000 area. And in between here and there is not a lot of resistance. Again, it's not only been a lot of time since we touched this area, but when Bitcoin broke down from $17,000 all the way down to $6,000 down in here, it did it very fast and it did not set a lot of resistance. Now we are going to have psychological areas. We are going to have that yearly high from last year at $13,800. But I think that if we can break this, we certainly do not have too much resistance between where we're at right now and that $17,000. And in fact, if we break above that, I don't see any reason why Bitcoin can't touch that previous all-time high just below $20,000, because again, the higher we get up here, the less consolidation and the less candle action that we have. And yes, we are going to get into more psychological resistance, but the less that we are going to have a lot of technical resistance, because the bulk of the last 2, 3, 4 years, they're all behind us at this point. I mean, we are about to reach an area that we have almost, very, very shortly been in Bitcoin's past. So what that means is, of course, I do think that the bulk of the resistance, the hardest part of our resistance, is behind us, maybe with the exception of these yearly highs that we still have to test. But again, this is a really, really good sign for Bitcoin. And in fact, we have already talked about kind of the macro stance that Bitcoin has been on, because it did form that macro higher swing low, which I want to talk about in just a second. But now I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Gods Unchained. Gods Unchained is a free-to-play tactical card game built on the Ethereum blockchain, which means that it gives players true ownership over their in-game items. Led by the former game director of Magic the Gathering Arena, the game can be played both casually and competitively. Since Gods Unchained is built on the Ethereum blockchain, players completely own their digital items, giving them the freedom to buy and sell their cards for Ethereum at any time. Cards can be earned and purchased in-game, where you can progress and compete against other players in real time. Gods Unchained is a fun way to support applications being built on the Ethereum blockchain and is available on both Mac and Windows. So I've left a link for them in the description down below, so definitely check them out. So back to talking about this macro higher swing low on Bitcoin, we can see that all the way back in December of 2018, Bitcoin actually bottomed out at just above $3,000. Now, here we are in March of 2020, Bitcoin took an absolute tank, but it only came down to about $4,000, which actually marks a higher swing low on a macro time scale. Now, this is something that's really good. People needed to see that Bitcoin was going to form this higher swing low. It's a great sign for the bulls. And I think the real difference here is just how fast we got bought up from that $4,000 area. I mean, it was almost record setting as to how fast Bitcoin was getting bought up when it was in this area. Now, previously in 2018, we did see a little bit consolidation in this area, which had people believing that we could test $1,000. When this happened in 2020 of this year, this did not last long. We had no consolidation. We came down, we immediately reversed and started almost a V formation to the upside. And in fact, that has kind of been the name of the game this year, is that when we are falling, we are not consolidating in that fallen range for very long. And when we are falling, it is getting bought up very, very fast, which just, again, just been an absolute reoccurring trend on Bitcoin. So now with Bitcoin hitting those yearly highs, about to go for multi-year highs, and potentially, again, potentially test all-time highs, I do not think that it's too preposterous. We have seen that the buying levels have been here, the macros are here, the fundamentals are here. If you guys pay any attention to the news of what's happening on Bitcoin right now between Square and PayPal and what the banks have been talking about, it is a perfect storm for Bitcoin to just go on an absolute ripping. So again, I am bullish. I don't want to cause any kind of ridiculous FOMO, but I am bullish on Bitcoin. If you guys have been any part of the channel, I have been talking about why I've been bullish on Bitcoin for absolute months now, of just not necessarily just like buy the dip, but Bitcoin has been bullish. The trend has been its friend. And until we got something to tell us otherwise, there's really no reason for me to be bearish on Bitcoin. Now, that's just been the name of the game, but again, if we do want to actually measure this out, the heartline of this channel would put us just about at $16,000 to $17,000, depending on how long that we were really going to take to get up there. We're officially back in the upside of this parallel channel, because what we can actually see is that we bounced off of this as support not once, but actually twice, and after we fell through this, we used it as resistance twice, and now that we are back above it, I don't see it again really any reason why we can't hit the heartline of this guy, which is going to be just below $17,000 to kind of add to all of this. So I actually do want to draw this out just a tad bit more over here so we can kind of get a better idea of how this is looking and how this has been going. And then we can kind of get our better idea. So, I'd imagine Bitcoin kind of taking its time here. I'm not saying that this is going to happen by the end of this year, but I do think that it's very possible. So maybe we come back down here, we test this previous top as support, which is actually something that I think is very, very likely and probable, is that at some point we're going to come and test these previous swing highs that we had over in here. We're going to test this level of support once again. We're going to do like a little bounce off of here. So we're going to do the break, the hook, and the go. And then maybe we'll kind of trail our way up here back to the heartline. And what do you know? This heartline is going to be resting around just around $17,000. So not promising anything here. Again, nothing I say is legal, financial, or tax advice, but I think that there is a lot of signs in the background saying that Bitcoin is bullish, the trend is your friend, this thing is pointing upwards, the technicals look great, the fundamentals look great, and it's something that I'm definitely very, very excited about. So it's an exciting time, it's an exciting time to be in the world of cryptocurrency. The MACD is officially swapped to the bullishness, the oscillators are pointing to the upside, and here we are about to have the 3-day RSI break out into that overbought territory. So it's a super exciting time to be a part of any cryptocurrency, especially on Bitcoin. But if you guys did enjoy the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll have more content like this coming out soon. But again, hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. And if you guys did enjoy, make sure to stick around because we got a lot more great content to come. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.